to another What's New Wednesday. So we're still going with Embroidery Week, and I wanted to show some of our favorite tools and designs for machine embroidery. 'Cause machine embroidery is so much fun. If you saw our Monday Live, we showed you a lot of examples of what you could do with machine embroidery. So now I just want to talk about tools. And remember, you can go to the website, go to quiltingmayhem.com, go under What's New Wednesday, and you can see these tools and designs and buy them as I show them if there's something you feel you need for your machine embroidery. Let's see. Trying to remember where Gage has me starting today. Grippy Grid. So, oh my gosh. This is so cool. And all these products are from OESD. They are one of our favorite companies to have supplies from. They created this for using for your hoop. So it's a silicone mat that will help your hoop from sliding as you're trying to get your stabilizers and fabrics and things into the hoop. So Grippy Grid it's magical for when you're just trying to do those hoopings, because I know sometimes you struggle with the hoops trying to go one way and the stabilizers trying to go the other, and it becomes a hot mess. And so I love this one. Wash away tape, I swear, you don't really even have to explain it, but it's great because you can use it in a project, tape it down, and it actually can stay in there. So if it happens to get stitched in, it'll just wash away later when your project is done and you're moving on to giving it away to a friend, family member, all those kinds of things. So it wash away tape. And these rolls, they last a long time. They're big rolls. The loop and tail wand. So it's tiny. I don't even know that you guys can see it. It is almost like a toothpick for your machine embroidery. And what's nice is it's got a textured grip on it and then a really fine point. And I use this mostly for scoring. So I can score my sticky back stabilizer and help get that sharp point under that paper stabilizer to peel it off and get it out of the hoop. So I've been using this thing for decades. It's one of my most favorite embroidery tools. Let's see. We've got the button clips. So these are just little tiny clamps for trying to clamp things together. And then we have, battery operated tea lights. So let's see, I'm going to grab something. So I'm going to disappear, but I forgot to grab this. When you're doing freestanding lace, so this lovely pumpkin, isn't he cute? This is one of OESD designs, and this is part of Embroidery Club. So if you love Deanne and all her teachings, she's doing Embroidery Club. But that's what these tea lights are for, is they just pop into the bottom and battery operated, so you can actually make your pumpkin or any of your freestanding projects kind of glow from the inside. So those haunted houses and the Christmas villages, all that kind of stuff, need these lovely magical tea lights. So I'm addicted to these guys. They've got a couple different designs. They're a lot of fun. The alligator clips or clamps. Ugh. This thing, if you were watching me back at the beginning of COVID, I actually used this to pull elastic through the masks. I like because it's super narrow, but then this end of it will clamp and pull through whatever you're trying to work with. So if you're working in those tight places, trying to pull something through, whether it's cording or just pulling corners out of a project, these alligator clamps are, I love it. So if you've been with me a while, you've seen me use these quite a bit. And the same with the Expert Point and Press tool. This one is great because it has two different sizes in the end. So there's a smaller end and a larger end for pressing out corners. So when you're doing bags, zipper pouches, anything that you're flipping inside out and trying to poke that corner out without poking through the corner, which if you're using like a stiletto, sometimes that's an issue. This is nice because it has that rounded edge that will stay in that corner and not actually pop through your project. So this is a newer tool, and I love this. This sits at my sewing machine, so I can use it anytime I need it. And then, stabilizer scoring tool. So if you don't want to use that loop and tail, because, you know, this loop and tail is tiny. Like this is teeny tiny. They now, I forgot, they have this new one. perfect scoring tool. So this one has a nice handle to it. You can score that stabilizer, and it still has that beveled edge to get under the paper and pull it out. So both are great for scoring. Fabulous tools to have. And then, besides all the fun tools, there's some other fun notions for doing your projects. You have like pressing cloth. So I almost forgot that guy. So this is great for when you're trying to iron things on and you don't want to do direct iron to, say, vinyl. So we're going to show some vinyl, but this pressing cloth is definitely what you will need when you're working with things like vinyl, so that your iron is not directly pressing on top of your project and melting that stuff away. All right, so this is fabulous. And then, of course, they have a whole line of like glitter vinyls, clear vinyl. So we have, this is the Luxe Sparkle in white. I don't know that you can see that sheen, but it's a lot of fun. Especially those holiday projects, this will give you a nice shimmer to them. And of course, clear vinyl, if you are doing like makeup pouches and even ID badges, luggage tags, all that kind of stuff. If you're coming to our OESD travel event that Debbie and Deanna are doing that we talked about Monday, they're using clear vinyl for the luggage tag. So that there's a lot of uses for clear vinyl. So that one it's got a lot of go-to. And then, of course, when you're talking Halloween, we've got some fun, the Luxe vinyl in black, and then brown. So this is rust, I guess, which I think would be really good for pumpkins and leaves if you want to add that little bit of shine to any holiday project. And then good old orange, one of my favorite colors. So you can make glittery pumpkins, all kinds of stuff. Jack-o'-lanterns, which is a pumpkin, but carved. All fun stuff. You can tell I might need a little more caffeine today. It's been a crazy day. And of course, one of the nice things that OESD has, if you're doing a lot of embroidery, is you can actually get bobbin thread in cones. So if you do mass amounts of machine embroidery, having it in cones makes it so much better. So we have it in white, and then we also have it in black. That way, no matter what color you're doing, you can kind of color match. And these are, oh my gosh, what are they? They are 5,500 yards. That's massive amounts of embroidery. So stock up, stop buying the smaller spools, because this is, just like, 5 times as much as those OESD, the smaller spools of Isocore. All right, and of course, 505 spray. If you're trying to do adhesive of fabric to a stabilizer that's not a sticky back, because maybe you need something lighter weight, not quite as stiff as a sticky back, 505 spray, love this. We do recommend you have what we call like a spray box, so you take a lid to any kind of box, just a bigger rectangle, put your project in it, and then do the spray adhesive so that sticky overspray, because it's like hairspray, it'll get everywhere if you don't try to contain it. So 505 spray is magical, but you do want to use a spray box to keep it under control. And then, of course, all those threads that you own for machine embroidery, I know you guys, you have probably hundreds and hundreds of spools, because every project is 20 new spools of colors that don't ever seem to repeat. We're doing the OSD thread capacity box. This one does 30 spools. And this one, I love this because it stores nice and flat, so you can see what's in there. You can read the numbers on top. If you have those Isocore spools in there, you can actually see what each number is when you're looking for it. I just have several boxes, and I just keep them kind of numerical. So I just label my boxes, this is thread color 10 to 150, and so on and so forth, and you can stack them and label them. I'm all about organizing. And it's much easier than having all those thread spools just like loose in a drawer. That just gets crazy. Or OESD has what they call the Snappy Stacker. And I like these, are cute. They lay a little flatter. This, I think, is better when you're going to events and retreats. It's got the handle, so it's ready to grab and go to any kind of class, retreat, that kind of stuff. And it holds 20 spools. So I do like this. It is double stacked. You can buy more and just keep stacking them up. They just might get a little crazy and out of hand, but we do carry those also. And then, of course, designs. Oh my gosh. We have had so much holiday fabric coming in that, of course, we have to talk about like holiday designs because we know sometimes embroidery takes a while, and you want to get a head start, especially if you're trying to decorate with freestanding lace type projects, those kinds of things, and gifting, all that kind of fun stuff. You want to jump on it now. So I thought I'd show just some fun holiday ones. We have Bobbin the Elf. He is adorable. And he just makes a cute little elf with embroidered design like on his hat and in his vest, all of that kind of stuff. We have, once again, the freestanding pumpkins. These are fall pumpkins. So what I like is these have the kind of the leaf detail versus a more Halloween theme to them. So this is definitely leaning more fall. And we have some fun fall fabrics that you could be using with that. The Twilight Witch's hat. So this hat, I'm going to show the backside because it's a better picture. It is super cute. So it's got the moon on there, the different stars, the different piecing in the brim. So it's just kind of a funky, fun hat. And it says it's 7 inches high, 9 inches wide, 9 inches deep. So it's a pretty good sized hat. And then the freestanding Spooky Shack. So if you're not a Christmas village person, you might be a Halloween village person, and you could be creating your own designs for a village versus buying some pre-manufactured. And this way you could use whatever fabric you want, make it kind of yours and special. And then you could even do some glow-in-the-dark fabrics, glow-in-the-dark thread, to really kind of jazz it up and make it a little more fun. And let's see, more all the Halloween. Then tiling scenes. If you've never done a tiling scene, this is where you're actually making kind of stitched out rectangles and then sewing them together. Now, I don't know, Paige, you can tell me if this really shows. In the moon, there is kind of a ghost detail. Let's see if I can get in closer. Does it show? So this one's really cool. It's hard to tell from the design. I saw it in person in the OASD booth last year, and that like ghost design in that moon is really cool. And once again, this is one that would be cool with like that glow in the dark thread. So then at night, those ghosts could really pop out. And then we get into, of course, 4th of July is coming. You're more Americana. So this is Summer Glory. Once again, a tiling scene. So you are stitching out all these rectangles and then sewing them together like quilt piecing, and then putting a binding on them and making wall hangings out of them. They're really pretty, really detailed. Then we have the Peace on Earth tiling scene. There we go. These are the backside's better. And this is really pretty. And you can change your background. You don't have to do black if you don't like black. You can change your poinsettias to be variegated, all that kind of stuff. You can have a lot of fun to make it your own. One of the newer Christmas scenes is the train station. So once again, this is a freestanding lace. So you make all these individual pieces and then they kind of snap together with tabs. And that's how this pumpkin is done. So to give you an idea, if you don't know freestanding lace, like each unit is made individually, and then they have these little tabs. So they all kind of connect together to then stand on their own. And that's kind of how freestanding lace is done. We have a lot of different freestanding lace designs because it's so cool, and OASD is just, they've gone gangbusters with everything. There is a, what they call the Little Lighted Village. So this is just 3 different little houses. But once again, this is what you can use those tea lights with to make that house glow, and you can make them whatever color you want. So they show them in kind of these pastels, but you could have fun. You could use any kind of print fabric you want to do those. And then the Candy Cottage. This is super cute. So it has that gingerbread look, and it actually has gingerbread trees that go with that gingerbread house. And keep in mind, just because whatever the design shows for colors, for thread and all that, you can change that. You can break out of the box and pick whatever color theme you want that might go with your house. So don't get stuck on, oh, I don't like the the pastels or the cutesies or whatever. Make it your own. It's okay. Merry and Bright is another tiling scene, and they show it in 2 different colorways. So once again, that's that whole concept of change your threads. You don't like red, do it in gold. You could do shiny silver. You can have all kinds of fun. Blue, whatever colors you want for your house. So Merry and Bright, that is a cute one. Midnight Manor. So we're back to another kind of Halloween theme, working on that Halloween village. Once again, glow-in-the-dark thread. I think all Halloween things should have glow-in-the-dark thread. And then the witchy wall hanger. She's cute. We have her on display here in the store. And she actually has, I guess, what they call articulating joints. So her arms and legs bend, so you can put her in different positions, which is kind of fun. And then spider web pumpkin patch. So this is definitely your more Halloween theme. And this is showing it with that glow-in-the-dark thread. So this is what it looks like with glow-in-the-dark thread. And then these are what they look like, just how the thread would be normal if you're using like a white. But it's cute. It's got a little spider on it, and leaves. So these are very fun. They've got kind of that gothic lace design in one of the pumpkins. I love this. So much fun. All the glow-in-the-dark thread. And then, you know, if you're really new to machine embroidery, I may have Gage come help. We're going to make him be maybe partially on camera today. He was not ready for this. And it's our promo with our embroidery machines this month, is you get this box of embroidery goodies free with buying an embroidery machine. So like a 570, a 590, 770, 790. We'll see if he can tilt this without us dropping it. This thing's massive. So what it comes with is a whole bunch of designs. So not only does the machine come with designs, but then you get all of these designs included. And then that tearaway tape. So this is tearaway versus the wash away that I was showing. A whole bunch of stabilizers. And then there's even a book of embroidery hiding in here, which Bernina does a great job of this. Everything's color detailed. It's amazing. We don't have enough hands today. Should not have let Debbie escape me today. But everything has great graphics, definition of how to do it, what needles, what threads, all those kinds of things. Great tutorials. And then, of course, you get some threads to start with. Got that. There we go. A full box of threads. So this is that box I was showing you with 30 threads, and then needles. So this is kind of the top colors from OEFP, all ready to go. So if you're brand new, never embroidered, and you want to jump in and try it, this is the way to go. Thank you, Gage. Yay, Mr. Gage, we love him. You finally get to see him. And you can buy it separately. If you already have an embroidery machine and you want that because you want to jump in, that's great. Have you got some comments in there, Gage?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So it's a nice way to get a taste of all the stabilizers, a handful of threads, the needles you need, the book to give you the education. Because otherwise, you know, as you pick up a design, you then have to go, all right, what stabilizer do I need? What threads do I need? All of that kind of stuff, where the box gets you just kind of everything right in the beginning, so you can just start embroidering as soon as you get home. So all the fun different things with machine embroidery. But hopefully that's kind of helped you learn some of the best tools that we like, some fun new designs to try out, maybe a little bit of explanation. I've tried to help teach you guys some more of what embroidery can do, because that's what we're here for, is kind of get you inspired and trying new things. So otherwise, I appreciate you guys logging in and watching. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, you name it, YouTube. Follow that YouTube channel and subscribe so you know when we're doing all our videos. And otherwise, have a lovely day and keep on stitching.